Tactical 40K here. I'm talking to you about terrain today a little bit. This is a review about the FLG terrain, the Outpost. I mean, the rest of it's kind of packed away, but I pulled this out so I can show you some of the details on it and just talk a little bit about it because I bought this during the Black Friday sale, and you look at it, it looks awesome. It is awesome. It's great. But I wanted to talk about some of the things I've noticed about it. So anyway, it comes in, I believe, doubles of this, doubles of a tower, and then some little other pieces. So it's a full tournament board, and it has the plexiglass, so you have the impressions of the terrain itself. Anyway, what this comes in is big, slabs where they've cut it out, or whatever, the perforated board. It's very high quality and dense. It's heavy, actually. It's pretty darn heavy compared to like running these other pieces of terrain. Anyway, comes in there, you got to pop them all out, and then you got to put it together. And the only thing, because I'm going to get to it, the only thing is I found that I would say I didn't like about it was the fact there is no instructions that comes with it, so you have to go look it up on their website. And then the instructions themselves, there's little details that aren't correct on some of these beams, on some of the other little pieces. Like on this one, for instance, it says put this in the back, and then you look at the photos, they don't have this. They have it in the instructions, but it doesn't really explicitly how to put that on there. Some of the beams aren't accurate on some of the structures, but you can kind of figure it out yourself. Also, there's some of these little pieces. I think I got one less than I was supposed to. But anyway, all these little pieces that's yellow, this, these all, I mean, they're all separate pieces. This is like 3 separate pieces. Some of these are separate pieces. These punch out. So this is a whole assembly that you put together. But when you get it done, it looks like this, and it's awesome. I got some other pieces I probably should have grabbed and showed. But anyway, some of them have these blocked off areas with some more of these green doors, and this one obviously doesn't. The only other issue is transporting these things. So you got to put them in a whatever. You got to find a case for them, and without jacking them up. But they're pretty good. I played one game with them, and I just forgot to glue this part on. That was the only thing that fell off. Other than that, they're awesome. They're so sturdy. You don't have any issues putting models on here or here on any of these platforms. They're just great. They really they just look immersive. They're awesome. A lot better than when I was playing like all my homemade terrain and whatever they had at the shop that I was playing at. But this is so much better, even better. Like, I've seen some of the Etsy stuff. This is way better. It's more detailed. Granted, for the price, it better be, because you can, for the Etsy stuff that I've seen that's high quality and whatnot, it's only $100 and something. They had this retail for close to $300. I think I've seen it at $250 now. Black Friday was $200. But if this is high quality tournament level terrain, it is what I believe they use this stuff at their ITC events, and it is amazing. But I wanted to just show you some of those. Awesome. And now I want to go into some of the battle report stuff. So I played like 4 different games, and I've been kind of sick and stuff. It seems like I say that a lot, so I haven't really talked about them a lot. I just got done with the game against Tyranids 2 nights ago, I think, and I won that one. I think I've lost 2 games recently. They're both against orcs. One in a crusade game, one in a 2,000 point game with my Vanguard spearhead detachment headed by Shrike. And I think I've gone over that list. I've been updating it a little bit, running a little bit more Gravis stuff within there. I guess I won against the Blood Angels army again. I got other Marines down pretty well. I got a Caladius Assassin now that I'm running in my list as well. Let's see what I do. I'm getting it. I've been only running 3 Gravis, but we're going to run 6. Anyway, so I can't remember all the details on the orcs. I just remember the orcs, I popped them too late. Like, I popped their tanks, and they just, the numbers are like cockroaches. They just go everywhere. and he just won me on points. He had me hemmed up, even though I'm Vanguard, to be able to pull up. I could pull up, but I needed to really I needed to stop him from scoring as well. And he was just up the board, and then he planned his wah move really well and hemmed me up even more. Kind of the same on the Crusade game, but I was playing Iron Storm, and I was only 1,000 points. He came up on me. He was able to take out my Repulsor Executioner, which normally I can keep my tanks alive for a long time, but I mean, it is what it is. I kind of think I got orcs figured out. It's just you win. I mean, you actually learn more from when you lose from these opponents than you do a lot of times when you win, and I learned a lot. So we are adjusting that list. But anyway, let's go into the last game against Tyranids. It was a nail biter, and I won that one. I think he played. It's on here. I can't. It's on my camera, so I can't tell. I can't remember what detachment he had for Tyranids. A lot of monsters, scoring, some good scoring units. For him, he had Bivor, where he was like, or what was it, where you shoot the little mines out, which is good. They're awesome for scoring. He had a number of, shooty type units, and then some melee, and then he didn't have any, like, he had a couple of Termagant units, but nothing other than that of real chaff. No gargoyles, nothing like that. But anyway, it was the I can remember the deployment. It's the one where you just have the center objective and your deployment zones are in the corners. And then it was like it was something like that. Anyway, it got down. I won 81-76 in the end, and he kind of conceded, but we just played it out real quick. We drew our cards, and it's like, okay, I just scored this and this, and he had two things he couldn't, like, capture any outpost. What I did in that game, I forgot a whole entire unit. By the way, I forgot a biologist and aggressor unit. I had them in reserve. I totally forgot them, and I still won. But I had my Caladius. I had my Caladius in there. I had my two Vindicors and a Gladiator Lancer, and those things were able to wipe the floor of a lot of the big units. There was a unit that he has that kept regenerating. That's a huge, not a hive, maybe it's a Hive Tire, I can't remember. Sitting behind a wall, and really I could not, for some reason, it would just, my rolls, I would get him down to, I don't know how, I got him down to one wound a couple of times at least, and he kept regenerating because for some reason I couldn't close the deal, even though I had plenty of firepower. Just wasn't happening. I used the guerrilla tactics a lot in this. Now, being able to have Shrike and the Vanguard vets pull up and then move him around, I thought was going to be great. It would have been great, but he screened me pretty well, so I had to keep putting him down in different spots. Deadly prizing a couple of things to sticky those objectives just in case was nice. Controlling my CP was crucial. Having those units like Shrike and the Caladius that are able to pull up and redeploy. Having a scout unit and to screen out some other units was nice. It forced him to engage those units right off the bat and leave some of these other units alone. I had my lieutenant with Phobos armor, again with Ghost Weave cloak, and then my lieutenant with combi weapon. And finally that thing with the combi weapon where you get the reroll wound rolls of one played. It did play. I put it on that one of these. There's the one where you had two center objectives. Anyway, I put it on one, and it did play. I rolled some ones, then I got the reroll. It was pretty good. But that's the first time ever. Then my lieutenant with the Ghost Weave cloak, for some reason that guy survives. I have no idea how, because he shouldn't, but I'm able to infiltrate him, get an objective, sticky it. Then they start shooting at him when they get close. I can sticky it, I can shoot, I can move them back, even if they get close and they try to shoot him. I got him down to one wound again. Somehow I'm able to, I was able to just keep him alive, and he was able to go hold an objective in the back. And even when I say you take, your battle shock, then he tried to battle shock my entire army, and I can't remember, maybe it was round 3, and I was able to pass all but one, which is great. And I had a lot off the board because I'm pulling things off. I used the guerrilla tactics on an eradicator unit, 6 brick with a biologist and a captain, Gravis captain. Pulled them off, or they did their work. They almost killed that thing, got down to one wound, then he pulled it away, and it was healing. I pulled them up, brought him in on the other side of the board on an edge, and then took a bunch of dudes off an objective, or a couple of monsters off an objective. I know, I wish I had the unit names. I can't remember them. I remember what some of them do. I knew one was a Neurolictor. I took it off. I took it down. Then I took my Cladius, put her over in cover, and had her like holding the objective back there. It was good. It was a good close game because he was drawing very good secondary cards. We both played tactical and stuff that he could just easily score that I wish I would have drawn, and I was drawing all this weird stuff, and I never got to the really good cards that I was playing for the way I deployed. I deployed just in case you get investigate signals. I deployed just in case I got deployed teleport homers. And I deployed for, these little missions that I could have. I have enough to do behind enemy lines or extend battle. All that, I was getting all kinds of weird stuff, and I can't recall, but it wasn't those in the beginning. And so at first I was really losing on secondary. The primary was only like hold one and control another one. So that didn't really play, and it only plays until the end of the game. But anyway, pulled it out at the very end. Long game, 3 hours something long. But because there's a lot of thinking about it, and I still forgot that aggressor unit. If that would have came into play, I think I could have wiped out. Like if I'd have got capture enemy outpost, I may have been able to go do that with this unit, with the aggressor unit coupled with my Inceptors. Oh, that was the other thing. Inceptors played a huge role too. I dropped them in, kind of in front of my Eradicators, just to make sure I cleared this one objective, because I had the Neurolector and a couple of big monsters on there. So I lined them out. I can use Strike from the Shadows on for free with my Eradicators. Granted, that takes you out. Well, I came in on the board, so I could only come in at 9. So you're outside of melt range because it's like 9 and in. It didn't really matter on those things, but 12 from them, like you strike for shells for free. I didn't use the 3-inch drop for the plasmas. I actually kept them 12 out so that I could use it there, because you could use it there and then you can use it for free with the Grav Captain, and that way I could do that. I vected a couple of his stuff that was because I have my Lieutenant with Combi with Shadow War Veteran, and then I have my Cladius. So double Vect did play for once, so I was able to Vect one and then Vect another. And even with his ability to regen the CP, because he had something that allowed him to get a free CP every his command phase, it played a toll eventually. It took a little while, but it did. It disincentivized him for doing things, and it made it more costly. So that was a good deal. The other thing was having calculated fate, right? So this is the stratagem where you can move your guys when your charge is declared. Granted, it stopped them once, and then the second time I had 2 units that could get charged. One was Shrike and one was my Plasma Inceptors at this time. I was going to use it on one of them, right? So I told them the Plasma Inceptors I could use it, and then just go behind the wall, and you're not going to be able to do anything because I'll just position them where they can't do. Well, all I needed was like a 3-inch chart, like a 3-inch, or no, it was like 2-inch. I needed to roll a 2+ on it too. That's all I needed. Right, a 2+, and I was like, I want to save my Plasma Inceptors. Well, he tried to charge there, even despite that, because he declared it. I went ahead and rolled on the Plasma Inceptors because I was like, all right, that charge over a Shrike was like a 10-inch charge or something. This one was like a 8-inch. So I was like, I'll take my chance on this one. I got a 1, so I could barely move them. I moved them back a little bit, and he failed that charge. Then he goes over, makes the Shrike charge. Goes in the Shrike, kills a few Vanguard veterans, then Shrike just shreds him. That dude, the one that kept getting another 1 wound. Then my Plasma Inceptors thankfully didn't get hit. I believe I pulled them up, and then I ended up putting them down pretty close again to just the way the battlefield laid out. I didn't think about it as well as I should have. But anyway, won that game. We actually got a little small tournament on the 16th, and then we got some other things going on some other games, but we'll keep you up to date on that. Anyway, I strongly recommend the FLG train. Couple that with the mats and all that, it makes a beautiful board. And so we got that built. I keep talking about this board that I had, I was putting together. Finally got that. Took a long time to get it once I ordered it. got our man, all that jazz. So we are almost set for having, we are set for having a really good immersive game. Maybe we can stream some stuff. Maybe, I don't know. We'll keep doing kind of these battle reports and army building. I got a lot of painting to do. We got the shame block that's just like piling up like you wouldn't believe. But anyway, I appreciate the people that have liked and subscribed, continue to. And I'll keep talking about, especially Vanguard Spearhead, some of the military side of things on Warhammer, some of the battles. Like I said, I'm big into Vanguard Spearhead Detachment and then Ironstorm, and I might run a Gladius again, a Gladius or Firestorm. I keep talking about that, but I'm liking the Vanguard, and I'm just playing around with it right now. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Peace.